Hello friends, welcome back. Till now we have covered what is the use of Rust, why we should use it, how to install it, what are the data types available in Rust. In this part, we are going to discuss about functions. Functions in Rust are defined using the fn keyword. Fn keyword is a reserved keyword in Rust by which you can define the functions you want to create, right? Main function we have already seen, correct? The main function is the entry point of the Rust program. Without main function, your program will not work. Let's check it out. Fn main and print it out. Let's try it and run the program, and it is working. So if I change it to hello, what will happen? Will it work or will it not work? So it will not work because it is saying consider adding a main function to the source. So main function is very much mandatory, correct? So now functions you can define with the help of fn keyword. Let's define a function fn print hello, and we can call it, remove this and call this function. Run it again. So like any other language, you can also add input parameters into the function. Let's define one more function fn tell height and print I am 6 feet tall. Rather than 6, what we want to do is we will pass a placeholder and we will pass a input parameter HIGST height type of I32 or even U, because height is always positive, so U32, and call this function. You can call in print hello or you can call in main itself. Print hello and height, let's pass 6 and run the program. So what it is saying that okay, we have not passed the parameters. So we have put the placeholder, but we have not passed the parameters. Let's run it again, and it is working. So hello world, and I am 6 feet tall. So definitely you can pass multiple parameters also. So let's define one more fn add I32 bi32, and it will return I32. So what we can do, we can define like this. So we will discuss about them. This is an expression. So we do not want to return it. We just want to print. So what we need to do is print ln the sum of a and b is a plus b, correct? And we will call it in the main function, and we will pass 5 and 10, and we will try to run it. Yes, so it is saying the sum of 5 and 10 is 15. So you can define multiple input parameters also, like other languages. And like other languages, there are two terms: expression and statement. Expressions returns a value, statement do not return a value. For example, let x equals to 5 is a statement, and let x equals to x plus 1 is an expression. Okay. One thing you have noticed that I have created these functions after this main function. In many languages, what you find that you need to define it first and then only you can use it below. So first you need to define, but in Rust that is not the case. You can define a function below or above of the main function or from the function you are calling it, and it will work. That is called hoisting. It's supported in Rust. So you can call a function before it is defined. Correct. And for naming convention, you should use snake case. Function naming convention use snake case. Snake case, snake case, all lowercase with underscore between words. Correct. For example, tail height. Tail underscore height is a snake case. Let's define an expression. So how we can define expression? Let x equals to let price equals to 10, let quantity equals to 5, and return this. So if I will use x, so if I am defining like this is not very friendly. It is not going to compile, because what it will say, it will say that if you are defining a global variable, it must be constant. So let's try it out and check it how it what it says. Consider using constant or static instead of let keyword. So you can do that with the static or const keyword, but not with the let keyword. So let keyword is used inside the function, and the const, we can define this const, but in case of const it should be capitalized. So if I will not do anything and I run the program, so what it will say, that we need to define a type. Okay, so what is the type? Type is I32, and let's try one more time. What it is saying, expected one of this. So what we are missing, we are missing the semicolon over here. So let's try it out, and it works. So it is getting compiled, but we have not called it. So let's remove it and define it inside the main function. So I am defining expression over here, and I will say let and x, small x, because it's not a constant, and then define like this. The more important part to this expression is that if you notice in the last line, I have not defined, I have not closed this line. So because in expressions in Rust, what happens is it evaluates to the last line. So it will evaluate the last line and it will return it. Although you can type like this, return price, and then you need to close it, and it will work in the same way. So let's check it out, and this time it is working. But with the return keyword, what it is considering, it is returning from the main function. So we should not use inside function if you want to evaluate a function expression. So because if you will try to return, then it will return from the main function and it will not execute the further code. Correct? So that this is very important feature in Rust. Let's discuss about one more, functions that returns a value, right? So fn add numbers, like this. So what is the difference? Difference is it must have this arrow, and the type, it will return the value. So whatever value we want to return, we need to define a type for after this arrow. And in curly braces, you can define like this. Like I told in the expression, you do not need to do a return. If you will not do that in expression, and functions are expression which are returning a value, then the last line will evaluate automatically. So let's try it out, and we will see the return concept also. So let's try it out here. Print, sorry, call this number, and we will pass 15 and 20. Print the sum of 15 and 20 is this. Now run it and check if it is getting evaluated. Yes, it is. Even we have not returned the return keyword, right? Still it is getting evaluated. So what will happen if we'll do return a plus b, then you need to close the line. Now if you will do the same thing, it will behave in the same way. So it is not Rust friendly, although if you are defining expression, you do not need to do anything, it will evaluate automatically, right? So the function which can return a value, the function which can have one argument, the function which can have multiple argument, right? So these are the functions. Thank you. See you in next video.